Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Warnes, what is happening to you?
This is a special episode. I don't even know what episode number this is going to be.
Not a clue.
This is after the desert. We are home. You're back in.
Yes. I'm in Panama. Yep.
Central. Yes, Panama. I am back in South Central Pennsylvania. This is not a famous actor with me, even though they may look like one. But I do think quite possibly you recognize this gentleman.
Harry Potter.
No, that's exactly who it's not. It is not.
Brennan DeWitt, my friend. It has been way too many years. What has gone on with you?
Nothing much. I mean, just in college now and still just playing golf all the time.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, that Joe, this is no better time than, since this is a special episode, we need to just go ahead and
I don't know if music or not. We're gonna have to find out.
But hey,
hopefully you don't look like a fool right now and there's nothing in the background.
Not the first time I've made a fool of myself. So
this is Golf with Wilson and Warnes. I am Mr. Warnes. That is Mr. Wilson. You can find us on all the social media platforms. Like and subscribe if you're listening to this and having a good time. Apparently, some of you are. We don't know why.
And we appreciate every one of you.
Yes, we do. We are back. As we said, from the desert. We have entirely too much data to go through. I mean, the amount of footage we have is just stupid. We'll talk about that more on our recap episode, which will be one episode and then a series kind of breaking down the trip itself, where we want to go into some more details. But we had this opportunity pop up. This young man sitting next to me is a former player of ours, unfortunately. And yeah, he is in the neighborhood. He's getting ready to go back to college. And he told me he was playing golf, which I didn't know that he was playing golf and attempting to play golf in college. I wish I would have known that, because what's out on your head over there? Oh, you got your TPC hat. Don't you have other?
Whoa! Wait a minute. First of all, I am repping here. This
I see you repping the shirt. Yep.
Bring back some memories for you there, Brennan. But bear with me here, because one of your teammates way back in the day had given Coach Warnes and myself some swag here, and
I do believe we said that if they were going off to college, we need to know, because we needed a hat or a hoodie.
That's correct. Yes.
To hang up in our houses and our studios and whatnot. So I would love to have a Drew University one here in my swing lab, but
where's the hats?
I'll get you guys something when I come back.
Wow. That sounds like one of those if I ever decide to come back moments.
So anyway, Brennan reached out to me. He's in town. I mean, he lives here, obviously. And he went to high school where I was coaching at the time and teaching. He unfortunately was I can't remember. Did you have me in class?
No, I had you for that. I had you for the golf class.
Oh, that was a real class.
And I had you for another computer class.
Okay, I know. Okay, yeah. So he unfortunately was taught by me and coached by me. So he made it to college somehow. No damage done on my end. However, he is playing golf. So this is awesome. First things first, Mr. Wilson, what is your favorite or most frustrating memory of this young man?
It's just not of him, but it was kind of almost of everyone. Now, I do realize, he may not remember this, but when you and I came on together on that the golf program there at the high school, we kind of changed how practices were done and how their environment during practice was like. We made it more of a collegiate type of atmosphere, or at least we tried to.
I don't know.
We tried to.
We were doing that in our head.
And we're about to find out how close we, you and I were compared to what Brennan is currently going through during his D1 or his D3 activities there at Drew. But going back to what was the most frustrating was Brennan wanted to play really good golf, and like we all want to play really good golf. The problem is that he, like all of us, want instantaneous gratification and results. And the reality is that it does not happen that way. You have to work at it. And I will tell you that some of the practice stuff that I had him doing, specifically on the greens, was doing 1 or 2 different drills. He hated it. He hated both of them. He
Well,
never
don't skip that part. We're gonna get to that part later.
but the frustrating part was that because look, now Brendan, I'm going to show you here. This is a scorecard from Buenaventura Golf Club down here in Panama.
Mm.
This is one of the first rounds that I've played since really the last time you saw me was really the last time I played
Exactly.
golf. Okay, so
Okay.
it's been quite a while.
Mhm.
So I'm proud to say that this is a 90. Now I want to let you know. Hey, laugh all you want. I'm
Yep.
proud of this 90. I will also tell you that in this 90, I had 32 putts. 32 putts. So if you would be paying attention to some of the skills that, some of the drills that I had taught, is that I know that I know all the 2 putts and all the 1 putts. So theoretically, there's 12 strokes that I could take out of here. And if I were to take those 12 strokes out from a 90, do you know what that gives me? 78. A 78.
So what was his most
Drills.
frustrating? I'm still really confused. What was your most frustrating moment?
My most frustrating moment is he wouldn't listen, wouldn't listen, wouldn't take the advice.
Wait,
And
time out. So he was a teenager.
he was a typical teenager,
Okay,
yeah.
got it.
Kind of like we all were, yeah.
Yes. Okay, now we're on the same page here. Perfect. Yeah. For me, this kid put in all the work. I mean,
Yeah,
he really did.
he did.
Whether he was putting in the work the right way or not was the question, right? But he was at least putting work in.
He was.
And he was always out there grinding. So that's
He
just a credit to
he
him and obviously where he's at, what he's doing now.
he
Um,
always had a YouTube video that he was trying to fix the old
yes.
chicken wing with,
Yes,
if
there
I
was some
remember.
coach on YouTube that was better than you and I that was telling him what to do.
Mhm.
But yes, he was always grinding like, see, there it is. He's going to have so much fun later. So D3 golf. Now, did you play varsity matches yet, or are you just kind of riding the bench right now? Give us
No.
the rundown here. Like, we don't need names and
Yeah,
scores and all
yeah.
that, but like, you know what I'm saying?
I played like a couple B team events in the fall. There was like a couple times where I was like tied for that 5th spot.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was like a pretty like decent fall, I guess. And then the spring it just like kind of went downhill. I kind of had like a class that wasn't great and it was affecting the way I was playing golf a lot.
Uh, it's almost
But
like you might have teacher friends to reach out to.
Mhm.
Anyway, Division 3 golf, Division 3 in general comes with some quirks, but it does give players opportunity to play. Division 1, obviously, you can get scholarship money based on academics and based on athletics. Division 2, you can get athletic money partially up to a certain percentage, I believe it is, along with academic money. Division 3, realistically, that is all scholarships
yeah.
based on academics, not based
As
on athletics.
as it should be, to be quite
Sure.
honest with you.
Sure. I
Truly.
mean, there's NIL out there and all that, and even at the
Yeah.
Division 3 level, even at the high school level, we're seeing that pop up now
Mhm.
as well.
Yeah.
So that stuff does exist. But the reality, talk to us about Division 3 golf. Like, what does it look like numbers wise on your team? Like, how is it split for listeners out there that either might be younger than you, that this might be something they're interested in, uh, or someone that is, a little bit older that doesn't understand, what college golf.
Well, when I was like in the recruiting process senior year, like my head coach now at Drew, he was the first Division 3 coach that I talked to that was like, there's way more competition in Division 3 than what you think. And like when he said that, like I was like, it's just a recruiting thing. Like he's just trying to whatever. But like we don't play. We're like 41 or something scoreboard rankings, and we don't have like the toughest schedule in the world or anything. But I mean, there's still guys that will put multiple rounds together under par.
Mhm.
I mean, Huntington, like the #1 ranked team, they just had a guy in the USAM at Marion. He made the quarterfinals last year in the USAM.
Huntington
What?
Country Club, I'm assuming, is their home course.
I don't. They play like RTJ, I think,
Oh,
is
okay.
their home course.
Never
But
mind then.
yeah, they're insane. I mean, every single one of those guys shoots 3, 4 under
S
around like.
so what's your home course there at Drew University?
So we play a couple courses. We play Springbrook Country Club. We play Hamilton Farm Golf Club, Trump
Mhm.
Bedminster, Plainfield Country Club. We played like Fiddler's Elbow a couple times,
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Some pretty
Excellent.
good tracks,
Mhm.
good
Yeah.
courses. So what's a typical leaderboard look like? So you go out, well, let's just talk to your team.
Yeah.
Let's talk about where you're at. How many players are on the team and what's like what's your average scores look like
So we had like
kind of across the board?
12 guys on the team.
Now that's on the team. Let me ask you, how many have come out to participate, or is this, one of those sports that if you come out, you're on the team, type of
Yeah.
thing?
Well, like I don't think like you could just like try out like when you get there. I'm pretty sure like it's like a recruitment
Oh,
process,
I'm sure
but
it is. Yeah.
yeah. But like I mean when you're on the team like like every day we practice, we qualify like 9-hole qualifiers, 18-hole qualifiers, and like if you qualify, you play, and if you don't play. And I mean, yeah.
So 12 guys,
Yeah, 12
5 in a
guys.
match.
Like, our A-team roster, like, our number 1 guy was inside the top 50 all 4 years of his
Oh, cool.
college career, so, I mean, he has, like, a couple scoring records, like 5, 6 under rounds, like, he's a pretty good player.
So he's averaging
Mhm.
Yeah.
scratch,
Mhm.
under
Yeah.
scratch. What about
Yeah.
like your 12th guy? Like what's that scoring average look like for them?
Like, anywhere from, like, 85 to, like, 75, like, still but, like, I mean, you still have those bad rounds, but you also have, like, really good rounds. Like, there were guys that would, like, be last place in qualifying that would go shoot even on a 9-hole round and, like,
Mhm.
bump them up a lot of spots. Like, it's really just anyone's game, like, when it's on your team.
It's almost like we talked about some of these things before.
Yeah.
Sorta,
Not with
kind
you, but like
of.
Coach and I have
No,
had these
no,
conversations,
we
in
have.
different, I've had conversations with guys I give lessons to, where we've said there are days where you will hit the ball like absolute, doo doo and somehow score a decent number. And then there's days
Mhm.
you go out and be absolutely striping the ball and put up one of your worst scores in your life just because of
Yeah.
bad bounces. So yes, we absolutely know. And, there's a lot of amateur golfers out there listening right now that can also, relate to that where, yeah, there's days they can go out and shoot 87, 88,
Mhm.
89. And then there's also days they can go out and have a really good round and shoot a 75,
Yeah.
76. So it does happen. And we totally understand that. So,
So
so we're looking at a range from like the mid 80s down to scratch for the most part.
So when you were being recruited, senior year of high school, I'm assuming is when that
Mhm.
that process happened.
Yeah.
What were your scores like your senior year of high school? What did it look like?
Like, like, senior year high school matches, I was, like, mid-high 70s, low 80s. Like, I didn't go to states or anything
Okay.
senior year. I, like, went to first round of districts and fired, like, an 86 or something, like,
Look,
it
yeah,
wasn't great.
So what
you
so what did coach say set you apart? Like why did he reach out? Where did he find you from? Do you know?
Well, I used this, like, website called NCSA. It was,
Mhm.
like, a
Mhm.
big,
Yep.
big, big help to get recruited, and, like, I didn't wasn't really seeing, like, success in, like, letting coaches, like, reach out to me on there, so, like, at a certain point, I just went through you can, like, see everyone that
Mhm.
has roster openings, and I basically just sent every single coach an email, like, with a list of my recent tournament scores, like, just a, like, quick bio about me, and
Yeah.
then they would respond, set up a phone call, and yeah.
Yeah, and that's awesome. So we came from a very small high school. I wouldn't say that the high school that we played at or I was coaching
Yeah.
at, he played at, is known for golf.
Mm,
We're
Yeah.
not in an area where we're pumping out Division One, golfers
No.
that are going out and playing on, big amateur events or anything like this. So this is again one of those situations where you're looking at a young man that put in a lot of work and a lot of effort that was able to achieve something and have a dream. This was something he was talking about since his freshman or sophomore year when he started playing is
Absolutely.
that he wanted to play in college golf, and here we are. So now that you're there and you're going through it, is it the dream that you wanted it to be? What are the
uh,
realities now?
it's like, yes and no. Like, college is a big step just because, like, you're on your own and, I don't know. Like, I do spend a lot of time on my own when I'm at
Breaking your
school.
thumbs.
Yeah,
See,
there
this
they go.
guy.
When I'm home, like, I do spend a lot of time by myself, but, like, when you're at school, like, your parents aren't there, like, no one's really there for you to, like, rely on, so, like, if something isn't going your way, like, you need to figure it out on your own.
Mhm.
And the first semester, like, I had no problems at all, and it was, like, so much fun, and, like, over winter break, like, it was, like, a month and a half long, like, I couldn't even stand to be at home, like, all I wanted to do was go back to school, and then in the spring, like, I just had, like, one class that didn't go well, and, like, I hated school so much, like, I didn't
Mhm.
even wanna go back this year, like, it was just, like, rough, but like once I came home and like cleared my head and stuff, like I'm still super excited to go back.
Good.
Like it's at school, like you have a lot of resources that you don't think that you have, but
That's true.
like especially like when you're on the team like with 12 other guys that is like consider like you consider family for a large majority of the year. I mean, they always have your back and stuff like that too.
They're all going through the same thing you are, I can assure
Yeah.
you of that. You know, some of them are just handling the situations a little bit differently than others. I mean,
Yeah.
you're gonna
You
find that throughout in your entire life, to be quite
you're hitting
honest.
on a few of the big things that we talk about all the
Yeah.
time. You know, we talk about mental health is a big thing that we talk about on
Mm,
Yeah.
here a lot, and you'll hear Coach and I talk about having three things a lot of times. You know, we have work, we have our home life, and then you need that other thing to just kind of get away from both of them to
yeah.
do. You have school, you know, you're working, right?
Yeah.
You have your home stuff that you're dealing with, and now golf you've taken from this thing that you did that you enjoyed and you had fun with, and
Mm,
now it's another stressor, right? It's another thing.
yeah.
So it's finding that it's really important to kind of find that place of enjoying it again
Yeah.
and being able to just go out and enjoy golf.
Hmm.
When was the last time you threw your bag on your back and just went out, didn't keep score and just played, 18 holes and just enjoyed it?
Yeah.
And you
Never.
weren't worried about where the ball went or what the number was.
Definitely not in the last year.
Exactly.
Yep.
So, it's
Sounds
really
familiar.
important.
Yeah.
It's really important and it does help to, to have that.
Mm,
So that's a huge thing we talk about. And obviously, you will have some conversations afterwards and stuff. But yeah, that's huge. And another big thing with us is it takes a village, right? It
mm,
takes people to help people. You're not going to get through life on your own. You're not going to get through things on your own. You have to advocate and ask. And there's people that are out there that are willing to help. They just need to know, that you need the help. But, it takes a village. It takes a lot of people to help people get through. And like you said, whether it's the other guys on the team you're reaching out to, coach, like you said,
mhm.
resources at school, there are things available to do that. So it's great that you hit on
Yeah.
that, but it is different, right?
A lot different. Yeah.
How do you guys get to matches?
We get one flight per year. So
Is that a charter aircraft out of curiosity?
no, 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 definitely out of the Newark airport.
So this is not like a Texas Tech or an Auburn golf
No,
program.
no. We like even to spring break, we went to somewhere in North Carolina. I forget the name of the island, but it was like 15-hour drive or something like that. And we did it in a van. I mean, we took two different
What
vans.
what about geography? How's your geography? Do you need to take another
You don't have to take
geography
that class,
class?
do you?
Yeah, I'm done taking that. Like,
Okay, good.
God, gee.
I
Went to
know,
an
yeah.
island. I don't know what island it was. It was somewhere. I'm not
yeah.
sure where.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, like our matches, like we in past couple of years, our furthest match has been Georgia. We play like a Savannah Invitational, so we take
Oh,
a
cool.
flight there. We play other tournaments like North Carolina or like Maine and stuff. Like we just drive there.
Okay.
So
Or you could take your stick here, but no, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm so sorry.
Anyway, so Coach Wilson and I, this has been just, gosh, we're almost getting on a year now. You know that, right?
Yeah, it's
Ish.
hard to believe
It's
actually.
getting close.
It's hard to believe.
We haven't been super, we've tried to be as thorough as we can with this. We've tried to keep things, but it is what it is. Life gets in the way sometimes. We've done a pretty good job, we think. We're hoping to do better, hold ourselves a little bit better, more accountable. But this process started with us documenting this trip out to California to PJ
Mhm.
West, spending the month out there.
Mm.
You watched and followed along a little bit with it and all. But as we were out there, we continued to talk about what is this kind of turning into? What is this going to evolve into? Because we want to keep it going.
Mhm.
Obviously there's going to be more trips and that's going to be the basis of the show and all, but one of the things that are important to coach and I, and we found ourselves, we're talkers, that,
mm,
and we talk to everybody and we love golf and just and learning about other people in general. So one of the big things that we're kind of pushing and we want to do on the program the program on the show now is
God, you said show.
we're going to call it your golf story. So everyone's got a golf story, right?
yeah,
Like everyone you talk to that is around, even that aren't golfers, right?
yeah.
They have a golf story. So, specifically, how you got brought into the game, why did you fall in love with the game? Why golf in the first place? All that kind of things. So for you, what is your golf story?
Okay, so started golfing like I think like the summer going into 8th grade. Like, I mean, I remember seeing you like on the range and stuff at Briarwood, like with practice when I was in 8th grade, and you were like, yeah, like come out next year and stuff. Like,
Recruiting is important.
yeah, but like I used to play baseball, and then after a while, I just like didn't like it, just got tired of it. And then my dad was like, you can't like quit baseball and not do anything. Like you still like have to, stay active and stuff. And I was like, all right. And my friend Coy, he started golfing. So I was like, all right, like I'll go golfing with you. And then we just started going all the time. And then, yeah, I mean, I was like, might as well play in high school if I have to play a sport or do something outside of school. So, and after that, I mean, I just hit two supers every day and don't putt or chip and then would go to practice.
So what was that, everybody has that one thing where they go, this is what I want to play. This
Mm,
is a sport that I want to do.
yeah.
When did that moment hit you? What was it, a particular shot? Was it a particular, I was able to get the ball over the pond? Was it I was able to one putt, or I had my first par? What was that one thing that got you hooked?
Yeah, I mean, I probably didn't go on the course for like a couple months before I started playing, but like I really like coming from baseball. I mean, I would just go to the range and try to hit the ball as far as I could. Like that was my favorite thing to do. Like we would go
No,
to the
yeah,
range and just
yeah,
Shocker.
we
yeah,
couldn't tell that at
We
all.
didn't know that at all.
yeah,
Not
that's
at
all
all.
I wanted to do.
Couldn't
And
tell.
then, I mean, after a while of that, like I just like just playing and just like hitting good shots and like working on my swing. Like I just,
Self-improvement.
yeah,
Best shot you ever hit.
best shot I ever hit.
If there was gonna be a replay that you could show, that was
That
your
that
best shot,
that one shot that, they're gonna use on Golf Channel every day.
or the one shot where you were just like, "That was exactly what I wanted."
Yep,
Wait, I can't think of any. Can I say one that isn't good?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
absolutely.
On 3 at Briarwood one time, this group let
Short par 3,
yep,
Short par 3,
over
yes.
water,
yeah, let Coy
not
and
a
I
hard hole.
no, it's
No,
not hard. It's like 170 from the blues, and this group, like, let Coy and I play through, and there was, like, 4 carts there.
that was a
Always,
mistake to begin
every
with.
Yeah,
time.
and so it was, like, 171, I think, to the pin. I had 8 iron and thinned it so
Not
bad.
enough club.
No,
Thinned it
not
no,
even close.
He had
that was
teenager
perfect
muscles on
club.
that time.
That it
Jeez.
thinned it so bad, and it landed, like, in the middle of the creek and skipped up off something and, like, hit that bank in front of the green and rolled to, like, a tap in, and, like, I couldn't even, like, talk after. I was, like, so
But what was the number on the scorecard?
2,
That's
but,
all that
like
matters.
That's
yeah.
That's
all
all
that
that
matters.
matters.
That's all that matters.
No one else
Yeah,
knew what happened. They
yeah,
just knew that it was a 2. So big question here, why? Why Division 3 golf, right? There's no money, like,
mhm,
you're not gonna go play on the PGA Tour, obviously, with
yeah,
where you're at now, and I don't even know if that's a thought in your head,
mhm.
but, why play golf? Why Division 3? Why keep going?
Well, I mean, like a couple things. So, like, I really love playing competitive golf. And, like, if I just went to school, I would go to a school and still play golf outside of school. So I was like,
Mhm.
why not just play golf while I'm at school? I mean, I like doing it while in high school. Like, I'll just do it in college. But another thing is, I worked like way too hard and spent like way too much time golfing to not go to college and not like do anything with it. Like it would just feel like such a waste of time for me to just stop and just not do anything with what I've done.
So that right there, I think, is a perfect segue into, Bob's background, because he kind of did the same thing where he actually took a break for 20, 30 years,
Easily,
right? From when you stopped
easily.
playing high school golf. I mean, you really stopped playing after you got your degree down in, I would
Yeah.
assume, down in Coastal. So, he took this huge thing. And one of the reasons why he got back into it and grinded so hard, like you said, was because of competition golf. He
Competition
wanted to be
golf.
able to
Yeah.
play and compete and be able to do that. So,
Yeah, it was, no, unlike you, I didn't play golf in college. I just didn't. I wanted to take care of the education side of things so I could move on with life, type of thing. But 20, 30 years later, I got the niche again. I started watching golf on TV. This was the beginning of when Jordan Spieth had come on tour, and some of those other, younger crop of kids, if you will. I guess to you, Brennan, they're not, young and they're not kids, but to an old guy like myself, they're young and still kids. But no, I got the itch again and wanted to play and bought a set of stock clubs off of a rack and started playing. Got the itch, and a friend of mine had picked up the clubs and had been playing really well. He started telling me about some competitive golf that he was playing on this thing called the Golf Channel Amateur Tour, which is now the US Am Tour. It's still in existence. It's all over the US. Some really competitive golf. You're going to be playing with, people that are in your handicap. It's all divisioned and whatnot. And yeah, it was it. I ground, it was a grind. It was a
Uh-huh.
grind to get there, and ended up taking some swing lessons from a swing coach, and that was when I started. I met Coach Warrens, and he came out on the practice screen, and he was like, "So, you living here out here on the practice green now?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm setting up camp right here." And I would literally spend an afternoon on the practice green. Then I would spend another 2, 3 hours over in the short game area. And then I'd hit some balls before I go home. And I was literally working on something all the time. And it was 5 days a week. Literally 5 days a week. I was on the grind, and, I've got a few trophies to prove for it. I'm very happy to for that. Get the invitation to go to nationals at some really nice places, such as, being out in the desert where we were in La Quinta, Joe, and I mean, I showed you some of the places that I was at and some of the shots I had to hit and, some of the holes. And now to go back as not such a great golfer,
We got beat up a
it's
little bit. We did.
we
We definitely
we
got beat up a little bit.
we got beat up and not the right episode to talk about it,
No,
but
no, we'll get there.
no, it's if you want to play competitive golf, you can do it in D3. If you want to play competitive golf at the age of 53, you can do that too because it's
There's
out
so many
there.
options, right? There's so many options. You're looking at USGA events, obviously, if you want to
Yeah.
play really, really competitive high end, or you can go to your local club and see if they got a Tuesday or Thursday night league and play a better ball. There are options out there to play competitive golf. Obviously, that comes with the sandbagging and all the nonsense. We know
Yep.
all about that. But you can still go out and play competitive and enjoy yourself. So it adds a little skin in the game, another piece. Just it's that other piece
Yeah.
that's missing sometimes. So now is when we get to have a fun. If you're still listening, this is Golf with Wilson and Warrens. We are here with one of our former players. He has time now to talk about if we actually did anything. Because there are rumors out there of how terrible you and I are and how
I
no
believe
one
it.
really, we don't really help anyone anyway. So good, honest reflection here from you. Good, brutal, honest audit. Is there any advice that you got from us that you are still actually using out there in your college tournaments?
So if I'm being honest, probably not.
Wow.
But but that is because, like, when you guys were teaching me, I was just like a stubborn little kid that didn't wanna listen to anyone else but myself.
There it
And
is. There it
So is it
is.
because he doesn't remember the drills or doing them?
I
Do you need us
I
to send you
chose not to remember them.
do you
Oh, you
need a
chose not to. Okay.
do you hey, if you want, I have not a problem sending you videos of some putting drills if you want. I have not a problem doing that.
I actually, you should know that my putting is probably the best part of my game.
What's your average? What are you averaging on a round?
Like, I average, like, around 30 putts around. Under 30 putts around, 30 putts around.
Under. Make sure you're under 30.
Like, I, do a lot like, for a long time, I was doing 100, do you know, like, the Pels board?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I was doing
yeah.
100 through the gate every day.
Mhm.
Over school, I did, like, we did, drills, like, as a team, like, on a yardstick.
Mhm.
Yeah, like, so I did
It's really funny.
what?
I could show you the picture. The very first day of practice, what my kids are doing on the putting green?
Yardsticks?
Gate drills and yardsticks.
Yeah, and so I did a lot of that. I did a lot of reps on SamLab, a lot of time with, tempos and stuff playing in the background, like, a lot of stuff with my putting, and probably, like, a lot of work, like, with my chipping and stuff this summer, like, just trying to like, be more of a feel chipper and not so
Mhm.
mechanical, like, just mechanics ruin chipping, I feel like, if you
Mhm.
don't just adapt to what your lie is and, like, what you're doing, like,
Right.
it's just not gonna work out.
Yeah, spend
What
time.
advice do you remember that we gave you that you were just like, this is trash?
The like, one thing that sticks out is that one time when we were at Regents, and it was, like, the 2nd day of practice, and you had already yelled at Coy and I about something, like, laughing or something, and it was, like, really bad crosswind, like, it was that first week and it was, like, raining all the time, and you were like, "Alright, like, step up here and, like, hit this draw into this crosswind," and I was like, "Dude, there's no way it's gonna draw in this wind," and you were like, "I can do it," and I was like, "Alright, I'll try." And hit like a 40-yard cut, and like I was like, "I don't know what you want me to do." And like the whole team sat there and watched me do it. And then Coy like stood up. He was like, he like, "You can't do that." And then you made him do the same thing and he couldn't do it. And then you did it and we were like mad and yeah.
So is there anything that you remember from back in those days that where coach and I had provided advice, guidance, whatever it may be, that you had taken to your to Drew University, assuming you did, and that your coaches looked at you and said, "What are you doing?"
I don't think so. I mean, they definitely did look at me a lot of times and say, "What are you
There it
doing?"
is.
But that's just stuff that I was doing on my own. And yeah, but no advice that they were like, "That's wrong."
All right. So one of the big topics we talk about all the time is that coach now is old. He is in his 50s. I am almost in my 40s. You are nowhere near that anymore.
Nope.
You were still a young buck. Talk to us about what, let's say you guys go out and you have, because most of your events are 2-day events.
Mhm.
Talk to me about what your 2 to 3 days looks like leading up to and then kind of through the event and then recovery.
So, I mean, with school and stuff, like it's really hard sometimes with travel. Like you leave Friday, you might miss class, like you play you drive there, get right out of the van, play your practice round, go back to the like go get dinner. I mean, you don't have like a crazy big budget for dinner, like 15, $20 a person. Like it's Chili's a lot, it's Chipotle a lot, it's stuff like that. Go back to the hotel. I mean, you're probably like sharing a bed with another guy or something like that. Wake up next day early, go to the course, a lot of putting, a lot of putting, a little range, and then play. If it's 36 hole day, then you probably get like lunch or something in between and then go back, play around, leave. And then, I mean, right after your 2nd day, you leave right away, go right back to school. I mean, you're probably getting there like Sunday night, like 12 o'clock at night, 1 a.m. Monday morning, and then you wake up on Monday for class. Or you wake up on Monday for lift. There was a ton of times where guys would get back at 11 o'clock at night and be pissed because they had to wake up at 6 a.m. for lift, which is very fair.
So it's not glamorous by any
No,
means.
no, but it is all worth it, and, like, I probably wouldn't trade the year that I had for, like, a year at home or something. It was a lot of fun.
So now that you've had some experience, at least a season under your belt, what would you change or do differently going into this new season than what you did in the previous season? And I'm talking either mentally or physically. Either maybe it's I don't know. When you get to my age, you're drinking a lot of electrolytes and
You
doing
drank
some work.
so much water,
Yeah.
California. So
And
much
and you're
water.
it's electrolytes, it's water, it's staying hydrated at the turn. You better make sure you have some sugar intake if you're like me.
Some protein.
A little bit of protein, whatever the case may be. But for you, what does that look like in terms of getting yourself ready and prepared this year as compared to what you did last season?
So, last year, like, I went in with, like, a lot of goals. Like, we were, like, kinda, like, put on a spot in, like, a early season meeting,
Mhm.
like, 3 days into school, like and, like, coach was like, "Write down, like, 5 goals that you wanna do," and, like, I didn't have anywhere close to 5 goals that I wanted to have for the year, so I definitely wanna go in with, like, goals that are achievable, but,
Mhm.
like, I still need to, like, work at them, like, very hard, and probably well, 2 other things, like, actually practicing how I want to and, like, what I need to work on, like, in the winter, a lot of I mean, it just, like, kinda sucks because no golf course is open, like, all we have is our sim, and, like, we're very
Mhm.
blessed to have, like, a TrackMan and, like, a
Yeah.
5-hole putting green and, like, a chipping green inside, but still, I mean, it is nothing like practicing outside, and, like, when you do it every day like I was for a long time, it reflects how you play outside. So
Yeah.
probably just work on like different things and not just like beat balls around all the time inside. Just try
It's
to
called
get
practice with purpose is what it's
yeah,
called.
yeah, with some purpose. And just with like classes and like even like with golf, like if I'm struggling with something to like reach out to people and stuff like when it happens, not like because in the spring, like I let like all that stuff build up and then it just
Mhm.
like took over and yeah, I had nothing to I like couldn't like rebuild from where I was because I let it like build up so long. So definitely just like telling people earlier like what's going on and like keeping like my family and friends and everything like in the
Mhm.
loop.
Good. So I'm assuming that you're keeping a whole lot of stats for yourself?
Yes and no. I always fill out stats on a scorecard, but like I use decade and never
Yeah.
I like almost never put the stats in. Even like we have a team stat sheet and like I still wouldn't even put those stats in. And like
You
my
do
coach
re
would get so
now
mad.
now
We're
now
working on this, Mr.
now
Wilson. Don't
you
worry.
do realize that, once you have some stats, that's called historical data, and with that historical data, you can figure out really quickly what the actual issues are, either
Yeah,
missing a fairway or missing greens. Maybe you're missing greens consistently far right. I don't know. I would never know unless I write it down, you know?
yeah,
So anyway, some food for thought for later in life for how serious you decide to get in terms of wanting to get better.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
Last minute advice because we're about that end of the about that part of the episode. So for me, obviously, we'll have some conversations,
Mm,
get a little bit deeper into it. But from what I remember and from what I've seen, he is a very Brandon's always been very technical with what
mhm,
he's done. Like he said, he's done a lot of work inside on the TrackMan before, a lot of work inside on Sim. So numbers are important to him. He uses those numbers a lot. A big thing for me is sometimes we rely on those numbers too much. Use that
mhm,
as a guide. Use that as a reference point so that you know you're making the right move, but it's really got to be a focus on the feeling.
mhm.
And you talked about it a little bit with the chipping and
mhm,
things. That feeling and being able to recreate that feeling is going to help you more in the long run and being able to diagnose and tweak some things than just those raw numbers are going to be. So that's definitely my piece of advice is to move a little bit away from kind of the technical side and just let it feel a little bit more.
yeah.
Yeah, if since now that you've been on the program, show, whatever it is that we're calling, I can't even believe I just said that. But anyway, now
Did you
that
know
that
Vegas influencer apparently?
now that you have officially been on the show here, Brennan, what you need to do is actually go back, watch some of our videos, specifically some of the videos of us when we were in the desert, not playing some really good golf. But I will tell you on some of those videos, you'll hear both Coach and I talking about, okay, we've got X number amount of yards. I've got 87 yards into the pin. This is going to be a 56. It's going to be about a half swing. You're going to hear us talk it out loud. And those are things that even though it's maybe technical in some aspects because you need to know yardage and each one of the clubs and where, what your yardages are, but it becomes second nature. You're just going to walk up and go 90 yards. I know it's going to be a full 60 or maybe possibly a one quarter nine, a knockdown nine, So those things are going to come naturally to you. My piece of advice to you, Brennan, is don't stop being who you are. Continue being you. Continue taking and playing the game of golf how you choose to play it. If you want to take it as seriously as a pro tour, a guy on the tour, do it. That's play the game that way. If you want to be, my age or older and not give two hoots how you play, or even if it's in the fairway, do you play that game if you want,
Yeah.
But take the time now to educate yourself as much as you possibly can. I think you were a good kid back then, and I think you're probably a good kid now. I guess how old are you now?
19.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
still can.
you're
Yeah.
still a kid. You're still a kid. Yeah, you're still a kid. So, you're still a good kid. You got good heads on your shoulders, and I think you're going to do well in life. I really do. I mean that with all honesty. But
Thank you.
yeah, it's good to see you, Brennan. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. I am impressed that you are on the golf team, regardless if it's regardless if it's the starting 5 or
Yeah.
9, whatever the case may be, hey, you're still riding the bus. It doesn't
Uh-huh.
matter if you're riding shotgun with the number 1 player or if you're in the back of the bus because you're the guy that's gonna be handing out all the towels and everything as the guys are, the first 5 are going up to the tee box. But,
Yeah.
just consider yourself lucky or and fortunate. You're part of a team, it's I know back then, playing in high school, you probably didn't realize it, but y'all were a family then too.
Yeah.
And if you were to give this person a call, I'm sure that this individual could give you some good advice because as I understand, she's played some collegiate golf as well. So I'm sure you 2 are having, probably a lot of the same issues,
Yeah.
probably. So, but anyway, that's my little thing for you. But no, hey, it's good to see you. Hopefully you'll be back on again. And Drew University, ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe it, but good old Brennan DeWitt is on the old Drew University. There he is. He's there. He's got some headlines here too as
He does.
well.
He
So
does.
he's got some stuff that you could read about good old Brennan. But Brennan, I wish you luck, my friend, in
Thank you.
whatever it is you decide to do.
Thank you.
Joe, what do you say, my friend?
I think it's about that time.
Hey, as always, it's good to see you, Joe. I know it's been a minute since we've done one of these episodes,
It
but
has. More on the way.
there will be more content coming up. There's good stuff for W&W Golf in the future. And hey, it was a reunion in the making. I can assure you, a reunion in the making. Wearing some of the old paraphernalia here, and hey, a Drew University hat, Brennan. That's what we're expecting from you.
All right.
And hey, as always, keep it in the short grass.